Hey guys, I'm back with another Minecraft tutorial. Here in this one, I'm going to be showing you how to build this mansion. It has 6 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. At the front side of the house, there's a very large driveway with a 3-car garage. And then at the back side of the house, there's a large pool, basketball court, and tennis court. I do want to mention I didn't use the space in the roof at the lower sides of the house. So that's at the left side of the house above the garages, and then at the right side of the house at that lower side. The opening just wasn't really big enough to have a full-sized doorway, so I just went ahead and left it as it is. But if you wanted to, you could just use the regular Minecraft doors to have an opening, and if you were to do that, you'll be able to get a few extra bedrooms and bathrooms for those spaces. But I did end up using all of the space in the roof above the main part of the house that's above the 2nd floor. So now let's go ahead and get right on into building it. Here's the plot size for the build. If you want everything, which includes the house itself as well as all the landscaping for the front and backyard, then you're going to be paying attention to the entire shape. So from left to right, you're going to need 81 blocks. From front to back, you're going to need 93. Now if you want just the house itself and none of the landscaping, then once again, from left to right, you're going to need 81 blocks. From front to back, you're going to need 63. Now let's look at that little space there down towards the bottom. That is the space that's needed for the front yard that goes out further than the edge of the house itself. So you just want to make sure you can still count 6 spaces of grass in between those 2 blue lines. Now at the top, that's the space needed for the backyard. So in between those 2 blue lines, you just want to make sure you still can count 22 spaces of grass. Here in part 1, I'm going to be bringing up all the exterior walls for the first floor of the house, so be sure to grab some diorite, andesite, pillar quartz blocks, smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz blocks, gray concrete, white stained glass panes, dark oak fences, and some tripwire hooks. I'm going to head on over here towards the front left side first. You want to make sure you're within the shape for the house itself, so I'm going to be over here in this corner. Make sure you have the diorite, and I'm going to start marking out the foundation. So, we just want to make sure, we'll look at this corner. We want to skip up 2 spaces, and then go over towards the right by 1. So we're going to be right here on this grass block. We'll place a block of the diorite there, so you can still see a space of grass here until you meet up with the line here at this front side. So now go towards the right of that, place another 2. Go out from the corner, right here, right up against the concrete. You could bring this over by another 7. And I could go back in from the corner, place another 3. So this is the front left side of the house. So this is the front wall that's right next to where the garages are. So all right here is where the garages are going to be. So you just have an idea of where exactly we are. So now let's continue on with the diorite. I'll head on here more towards this right side where we left off. I'm going to start working my way in that direction towards the back. So we're going to be marking out where the garage doors are. So just right behind this, you can place another block of diorite. And we're going to go ahead and skip back by 7. So you just want to make sure you are now on this 8th space. So you just have a space of 7 right here where the grass blocks are. Now you could go out from the corner of that, bring this over by another 2, and now do the same thing, just another space of 7 until you're on the 8th block. So 1 right there, go out from the corner again, place another 2, and now we're going to do it 1 more time, so just starting right here, skip over another 7. So now we're going to be on this 8th block again. Now right behind that block, you could just skip over these 2 spaces. So you're on this 3rd space, and we're going to bring this back by another 2. So now where the space of 2 is here, this is going to be a doorway which will have access to the garages from the outside. And then we have the space of 7 here, here, and here where the garage doors are going to be. So this is what it should be looking like. Now let's continue back on where we left off, where the space of 2 is. We're going to go ahead and just work our way over towards the right. So just start right here and place another 7. And now you could just go out So pretty much work your way back towards the front. You could place another 2 here. And now start right here, work your way back towards the right again, and we're going to place another 36. And now, you could just go right behind here, bring this back by another 2, and now start right here, work your way towards the right again, and place another 7. So now from up above, looking down at it from the front side, this is what we have. So, once again, over here is where all the space for the garages are going to be, and then this right here is the front center for the main part of the house. Now let's continue on here at the right side. Just line up here where this block of the diorite is. We'll work our way back up towards the front, and we're going to place 12 starting right here. And now work your way over towards the right, place another 2, go out from the corner of that, work your way over again, and place another 9. And now go back in right here, place another 3, and this final block should now be right up against the edge of the plot size here where this concrete is. So I'll go up above again so you can see everything we've done. Now back here all the way at the right side, we're going to work our way towards the back. We'll start right here and just place another 19. And now go towards the left of that. We'll place another 2. You could go out from the corner, place another 9 towards the left. And now go back in right here, continue on towards the left again, and place another 10. So now, this is what we have. This block right here should now be lined up where this little part in the corner is that juts out. So now I'm flipped around facing at the back side. I'm going to continue on where we left off. We'll just line up where this diorite is, and we're just going to work our way towards the back and place another 12 starting here. And now you just want to work your way over towards the right, and we're just going to line up with how that front section is all the way up to that corner. And just to make sure, it is going to be an additional 36 blocks starting here. So if you want to just double check and count it again, you can, but I'm just going to bring it straight across until it is lined up. So just lined up here at this front side that juts out a little bit. And now you can start right here, work your way back up towards the front and place another 12. So there we go. So now from up above, looking down at it here at the back side, this is what it's looking like. So this big rectangular shape that we have here in the middle is pretty much like the main part of the house. Now let's head on back where we left off. We're going to go to the right side of this diorite starting here and just work your way over by another 8. Now go out from the corner of that, bring it over by another 7. And now go back in, bring it over by another 4. And you should now still be able to see 2 spaces of grass right here until you meet up with the edge of the plot size. Now we're going to start working our way back up towards the front where we started in the very beginning. So you could just line up right here. So just starting on this space, and you could just work your way up towards the front by another 7. Now you could just go out from the corner of that, so just more towards the edge of the plot size here, and you could just place another 10. And now go out from the corner one more time. You should now be right here on the edge of the plot size. So starting at this space, you can work your way back up towards the front. You just want to make sure there's an additional 22 spaces. You should then meet up right up against that diorite. And now if you did everything correctly, it should meet up right here at this diorite. So now I'll flip around and look up above. Here at the front side again, we have the entire foundation for the house itself all laid out. So this is what it should be looking like. So now let's start bringing up all of the walls. I'll start here at this front left side first. I'll go here to this corner. You can switch to the pillar quartz block and just bring it up by 7 in height. Now, right here on these two spaces where the diorite is, you could just switch to the andesite and bring this all the way up to the same height as that pillar. And now right here on this corner, as well as for that corner, we're going to have another pillar of 7. And now we have the last 3 spaces right here. So here in this corner, we'll have another pillar. And then where these 2 spaces are is going to be the andesite again. And now we have this section right here in the middle. You can switch to the smooth quartz blocks. You can place a layer right on top of the diorite. And then go up along the edge of the pillars, bring this all the way up to the same height. And now you can switch to the white stained glass paints. We're going to fill in a 3x3 window right here. Like that. And now, above each side, we're going to go ahead and have a smooth quartz block. And then an upside down smooth quartz stair down the middle. And then the remaining 2 layers will fill in with more of the smooth quartz blocks. So here is the first wall all brought up. We'll head on here towards the left side and fill in all these walls next. Go ahead and switch back to the pillar quartz block. And we're going to go in each corner. So where these 3 corners are, we're just going to bring up another pillar of 7. And now on top of that diorite, you could just place a layer of andesite. So it's like this. And now let's head on back up here more towards this front side. We'll go up against this pillar. And we're going to be filling in the 3 spaces here with some more andesite. We'll just bring that all the way up to the same height. And then we're going to mark out a small window so you can switch to the gray concrete. We're going to bring it up by 4 in height. We're going to skip over 1 space. So starting here on this space, bring it up by another 4. Have an upside down smooth quartz stair at the top. 3 white stained glass panes. And then all the rest of the space above the window will be some more of the andesite. Now go back here up against this pillar. And we're going to go ahead and bring out 5. Like that. Bring it all the way up to the same height again. And now right here, we'll go ahead and have another window. So you can switch to the gray concrete. Bring this up by 4, skip over 1, have another 4, the stair, the white stained glass panes, and then all the rest of this space here will be the andesite. So we have 2 small windows like that for this section. Now let's go to the next section right here. We'll just go up against this pillar, and we'll have 3 spaces. Bring that all the way up to the same height. And now switch back to the gray concrete, and we're just going to have the same window design here. And now the rest of the space will be the andesite. So you should still be able to just see another 3 spaces here, and then as well as for the left side here. So it's like this. And now we have the final section. We're just going to have 2 spaces of andesite on each side going all the way up. And then you can see right here down the middle is just another 3 spaces. So just the same window design again. So we have this entire side all done. Now, let's just wrap around here towards the back, and we'll start focusing on this section. So let's continue on with the andesite. We have this section of 3 right here, which will bring all the way up to the same height. And now you can switch to the pillar quartz block right here on this corner, and for this corner, it's just going to be another pillar of 7, so just bring it all the way up to the same height as everything else. We don't really have to count it. Just like that. And now let's go ahead and switch to the smooth quartz block. We'll have a layer on top of the diorite there, and that will go up against each pillar, have another strip on each side like that. And then we're going to have the same window design that we did at the front side. So we have the 3x3, the smooth quartz block at each corner, upside down smooth quartz stair, and then the smooth quartz blocks here at the top. Now let's continue on. We have this section, switch back to the andesite, and we're just going to fill in these 3 spaces here, bring it all the way up to the same height. And then just continue on top of the rest of the diorite, have one more layer like that. And then switch back to the gray concrete. We're going to have another window here. Going to be a little bit bigger than those ones. You can see how those are just 1 space of the glass. We're going to have 2 spaces here. So we have this strip of 4. We'll skip over these 2 spaces and have the other strip of 4. And then we have the smooth quartz stairs. And the white stained glass panes. And then the rest of this wall will be the andesite. So it is like this. Now let's continue on where this section is. Go ahead and continue with the andesite. We're just going to have a layer right on top of all this diorite. Bring it all the way to the corner like that. So right here is actually where the pillar quartz block will be brought up, instead of here in the corner like I usually would do it. So it's just like that. Now we'll have a strip going up here at this very right side. And then we're going to have 2 windows, the same exact design that we did this one, pretty much right next to each other. So, gray concrete, bring it up by 4, skip over 2, have another 4, upside down smooth quartz stairs, the white stained glass panes, and then the andesite on at the top. And now here at the left, we're going to have another strip of the andesite going up like that. And then another window here, the same design. And now the rest of this wall where these 2 spaces are, as well as at the top, will be the andesite. So it is now like this. Now I'm here at the very back side. We'll continue on with the andesite. We'll go right here on top of the diorite, just work your way over towards that left, and we'll bring it over by 13. Like this. Now we'll go up here, bring a strip like that, and then we're going to have 2 windows here for this section. So you can switch to the gray concrete. Going to be the same design that we've done with those ones. So we have a window right here, just like that. We'll go ahead and add the extra layers of the andesite on the top. And then at the left side of the window, we're going to have 3 spaces of andesite here. We'll bring that all the way up as well. And now we're going to have another window, the same design again. You can now see we're left with one space here, so we'll go ahead and bring this up with the andesite as well as for the top. So it is like this. And now we'll head on over here towards the left side. We're just going to skip over the middle section since that's going to be a little bit different. And we'll just pretty much do the same thing. So remember, we already had that corner filled in. So we're going to start right here, work your way over towards the right, and we're actually going to place 14. Just like that. So if you remember, we placed an additional 13 here, but we already had that corner filled in, so that's technically the 14th space. So that's why we have the 14 over here. And now, let's go ahead and fill in these 2 spaces here, so it'll just be an additional 6 layers on top of it. Like that. And now you can switch to the gray concrete, and we're going to have the same 2 windows that we did over there on that side, and then the rest of it will be filled in with the andesite. So just make sure there's just the 3 spaces in between the windows over here as well. So this is what the back wall is looking like so far. We're just going to continue on, and we'll do this wall next. So it's going to be the same thing that we did over there on that side. So we'll just have the layer of the andesite on top of the diorite. We'll go ahead and have a strip of the andesite going up here. And then we'll just have the same window design as over there. You can see we'll just have one space down the middle. So there we go. Just like that side. So now we'll continue on and do this entire space here. So continue on with the andesite. We'll just go here up against this wall and just bring up a strip all the way up like that. And then on top of the diorite here for this section, we'll have a layer like that. And now we're going to have another 2-block window here. So just right up against this space of 1. And now the rest of this wall will be filled in with the andesite. And now we have this part here that juts out. So we're going to switch to the pillar quartz block. In each corner, we'll bring up a pillar of 7. On top of the diorite, we're just going to have a layer of andesite. And then we'll go up against each pillar and have another strip of the andesite. And now we're going to have a little bit of a different window here, so you can switch back to the gray concrete. We'll have the 4 going up on each side. And we're actually just going to have 3 spaces remaining here in the middle. So we have the smooth quartz stairs upside down there at the top. So this is like a 3x3 window here. And then we have the extra layers of the andesite. We have this section here, so in the corner again, we'll have another pillar of 7. And then we have the 2 spaces here, which we'll fill in with the andesite. So this is what it's all looking like. We'll continue on and focus on this wall. So I head on over here more towards the left side, towards the front. You can switch to the pillar quartz block. Right here on this corner, we'll just bring up another pillar of 7. And then on top of that diorite, we'll have a layer of andesite. And then we'll have a strip of the andesite going up against each pillar. And we're going to have a 2-block window right here, and right here, just right up against where that andesite is. So the same design window that we have right there, and pretty much for most of the others. And then the rest of the space down the middle will be filled in with andesite. So that's all there is to this wall. Now let's wrap around. We're here more towards the front side now. And I'll just continue right along. We're going to have a similar design window that we did there at the back side. So we'll just go here towards the right. We'll fill in these two spaces with the andesite going all the way up. I'll go here at the left. I'll have another pillar of 7 here at the corner. And then we have the two spaces here with the andesite. And now in each corner where this piece juts out, we'll go ahead and have another pillar of 7. And then on top of that diorite, we have the andesite again. The strip going up against each pillar. And then just the same window design we did there at the back. So it's like this. And now let's go ahead and do this little section right here. So on top of all of this diorite, we'll have a layer of andesite. So right along this, and then for this section as well, we'll just bring it all the way to that corner for now. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and just fill in these two spaces here. We'll eventually have a pillar that'll go up right here. So it's like this. And now, let's go up against this pillar. We'll bring up a layer of the andesite to the same height. And we're going to have two block windows on this wall, and then one right here. So we'll do the 2 here for this wall first. So you can switch to the gray concrete. We'll bring up 4, skip over 2, have another 4. So it's like that. And then we're going to have one space here. We'll fill in all the space here at the top. And now we'll just have another window right here, right up against this andesite down the middle. And now the rest of this wall will be the andesite again. So just 2 windows like that. And now we have this section, so we'll have a strip of the andesite going up here. And then just the same window that we have right there. They're just going to be lined up. And now the rest of this wall, as well as for this little section, will be completely filled in with andesite to the same height again. So this section is all done. Looks good. And now let's go ahead and just do the front middle section right here. So now exactly what we did there at the back with the 2 windows on each side, and then the space of 3 in the middle is what we're also going to be doing here at the front. So I'll start over here. If you remember, we're just going to place an additional 13 it'll be towards the left for this side. You can see how it's now lined up there at the backside. And so we'll go over here, start at this corner, we'll bring it over towards the right by 14. And that is now lined up there. So it's now just going to be the same exact design that we did at the back. So we're going to have an extra strip of andesite on each side, just like we did back there. We're going to have 3 spaces in the middle, and then the 2 windows on each side. So it is now like this. So here at the front, you can see we have the 2 spaces here, the window, the 3 spaces, the window, and then the 1 space. Same thing on this side. So now let's head on over here. We pretty much have this final section, so we're gonna have a window there, we have that doorway, and then all the garage doors. So let's go ahead and mark out where this window is. It's just gonna be the same exact way that we did that back one. So we'll fill in these 2 spaces here with the andesite. And then we'll go ahead and have a layer on top of this diorite, and we'll fill in this 1 space here as well. And then we're going to go up against this wall and have another strip of the diorite. And then we'll have the same window design here. And now continue with the andesite. We have the extra layers on top of the window. And then we have the corner here. Like this. And now we have this doorway. So you can switch to the white stained glass panes. We're going to go all the way down here at the bottom. Bring up 3 like that. We'll go ahead and curve out the top and the bottom one. The empty space in the middle will fill in with a dark oak fence for the handle of the door. And then you can switch to the smooth quartz stairs and have 2 upside down there at the top. And now we have the single space here, which we're going to fill in with the andesite, as well as for the rest of the space here above the door. And now let's go ahead and bring up the little parts here. So I'll just go here at this left side up against this pillar. We have a strip of the andesite like that. And then we're going to be right here on this block, right down the middle. You can switch to the pillar quartz block and we'll bring up another pillar of the 7. And we're going to do the same thing here for this section. And now on top of those spaces of diorite, you can switch to the andesite and bring this up to the same height as that pillar. Now, let's go ahead and mark out where the garage doors are. So you can switch back to the pillar quartz block. And I'll just go here where this space is first. And we're going to be pushed back 1 block further than the edge of these little walls that we have here. So we're going to be on this section. So I'm just going to place a strip of 7 pillar quartz blocks going across from one side to the other on their side. You could go ahead and just fix this one. Like this. And now on top of that, we'll have another strip of 7. Go ahead and fix this one. And now do it one more time. And then on each side, we're just going to have 1. So we'll just place a temporary one, make sure that one's sideways, you could delete that. We'll do the same thing over here. So this space down the middle, we're going to fill in with white stained glass panes. Just a little window there for the door. And now above that, we're going to have another strip of the pillar quartz blocks. And then 1 more on top of that. That is the garage door. You can switch to the tripwire hook. We'll place this down the middle here at the bottom, so that's like the handle for the door. And then go here at the top. You can switch to the andesite and fill in the remaining 2 spaces here. And then we're going to have an extra block in each corner, so it adds a little curve to the door. So we're going to do that again here for the space in the middle, and once more here at the far right. So I'm just going to pretty much fast forward through that. You could just rewatch this part if you need to know how to do it again. So I now have all 3 garage doors marked out like this. Now let's mark out the section right here down the middle for the front and the back side. We're also going to have some extra pillars on each side here at the front as well as for the back. So you can switch to the pillar quartz blocks. I'll just start here, just lined up where this corner is, and we'll just bring up a pillar of 7, or actually it'll be 8, because we have the additional space here where the diorite is. So you could just bring it all the way up to the same height as all the other walls. You really don't have to count it, but if you want to, just to make sure, you can. And then right here down the middle, in between these windows, we'll have another pillar. Oh, hold up. There we go. And then just right up against the edge of this andesite. So we're just going to be 1 block further over, lined up right here. We'll have another pillar like that. And then we're going to go out from the corner and have another pillar right next to it. So we're going to do the same thing over here. So we have this one lined up at the corner. We have the one right down the middle in between the windows. We have the one that's just right up against this wall, so starting right here. And then another one going out from the corner of that. So this is what the front side is looking like. We're then going to head on to the back, and we're going to do the same exact thing. And now this is the back side. And now here at the back, let's mark out where the doorway is here down the middle. So you can switch to the smooth quartz blocks. We're going to go up against each pillar. We're just going to leave a space down here at the bottom. So we'll start out at the second space. And we'll just bring it up by 4 on each side. And then at the top in between those, we'll go ahead and have 3 upside down smooth quartz stairs. And then switch to the white stained glass panes. We'll have a strip of 3 going up on each side. And then we'll curve out the top, and at the bottom, the empty space down the middle will be a dark oak fence. And now all of the other space here at the top will fill in with the smooth quartz blocks just right here in between these pillars. And then you could go ahead and delete the extra diorite here. Like that. So now here at the back, this is what it's looking like. Let's go up towards the front. We'll go ahead and mark out a little bit up here, but I'm not going to go ahead and do like all the different shapes and stuff that we have here in the big window. We'll just mark out a little bit of where the actual doorway is. So just continue with the smooth quartz blocks. And we want to make sure we're not right next to the pillar like we did there at the back, but we're going to be right behind it. And you just want to leave the 1 space at the bottom again, so we'll start here on the second space. We'll bring it up by 4. We'll do the same on this side. And then you can switch to the white stained glass panes. We'll bring up a strip of 4 on each side. And then we'll add an extra layer right next to that. And then we'll curve out the bottom, skip over the second space, and curve out the 2 at the top. And then the empty space once again will be a dark oak fence for the handle. And then you can delete all this extra diorite. So now this is the doorway here for the entrance of the house so far. And I'm actually just going to leave it at that for now. We'll probably do the rest of it in part 2. But anyway, this is what we've done so far here in part 1. Just marked out all of the exterior walls for the first floor of the house. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that here for part 1 for this tutorial on how to build this mansion. If it helped you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 2.